Joined here by Kelly Tabor from the Colorado Lottery. Appreciate you coming by and appreciate you being willing to have a discussion beyond the typical rah-rah, the jackpot is big, to kind of get into the weeds with us.
Absolutely. It's exciting times right now.
So take away the media hype, all the stories, all the promotions. Would the jackpots get this big on their own?
It's really all speculation to even talk about that because the media hype is always there.
You can't separate the two.
I can't separate the two. I mean, the media talks about what the people are talking about. So there really isn't a way to extract that. Now, if I had to guess, I would say the jackpots would still get this huge. They would still reach 700 million, possibly $1 billion, because our players are really savvy, and there is a jackpot sign in the window of every single retailer that tells them exactly what level it's at. They know when they're ready to jump in. They know what their threshold is. Okay, I don't want to get in at 80 million. I want to get in at 100 or 200 million. They know what level they're going to jump in at. So they're extremely smart and savvy, and they're watching the jackpot climb, and that's what's driving it. So
I want to dig into the word choice there because I've heard the lottery describe customers as smart and savvy before. Everybody knows what smart means. Savvy just means you're able to make good, practical decisions. I can think of a lot of descriptors for people who choose to play games of chance. Fun-seeking, hopeful, this, that, and everything else. Why does the lottery choose to call those folks savvy?
I can only speak to Colorado players, not the whole United States, but our players, 15 million times a year, they're on our website. That's incredible. That's an incredible amount of people, 4 million plus unique users every single year. And we have all these game tools that they're using. How to find out where the unclaimed prizes are.
I get that they're interested, but how does that make them smart or savvy? That's the thing that I'm trying to figure out.
That helps drive their buying choices. They can look up, okay, I don't want to buy this scratch ticket because there's maybe only one big prize left on it. I want to buy this one. So that's what I mean when I say they're savvy, is they know how to make their buying choices based off the information given to them on our website. And we want to give those tools to them whenever possible.
You're talking more about down ballot games as opposed to the Powerball. So let's talk about the Powerball. So one of the reasons why it's this big is because they made it tougher to win the Powerball. So that's how it got bigger. In order for it to get to $1 billion, would Powerball have to make it even tougher to win the jackpot?
Powerball changed in October 2015, and yes, it became harder to win the jackpot, but the way that they changed the matrix, and Colorado does not have anything to do with that.
Sure.
It made it easier to win those lower tier prizes. I'm talking anywhere from $4 up to $1 million, $2 million. It did make it easier to win those. So, and that was the feedback that the players gave to the group that runs Powerball, is we want to win those smaller tier prizes. The jackpot, it's a pipe dream. We can, dream all day long and fantasize about what we would do with $700 million, but I wouldn't mind winning $200,000, and somebody in Pueblo just won $200,000 on Saturday.
So let's talk about the idea of the lottery more generally, something that kind of gets lost in a lot of the coverage. So
Sure.
You'll hear the knock on the lottery is that basically it's a regressive tax on the poor, that poor folks spend more of their income on the lottery than wealthy folks. That's obviously true in Colorado, even if they're playing at the same rate, just because smaller pool of income, they're going to be spending more of their income on the lottery in the same way they spend more of their income on gas or food or anything else. But the Colorado Lottery seems to have a pretty decent demographic representation of players.
Right.
And is that just by happenstance? Are you guys very meticulous about not marketing to lower income players? How does that happen?
We market to everyone in Colorado across the board, not one single demographic. That's the first thing. Secondly, I think that Colorado is unique in that, first of all, the lottery gives 100% of our proceeds to the outdoors. We're the only state lottery that does that. So I think by nature, maybe people who care about, the outdoors and keeping it beautiful, maybe they have already, a higher education level or whatnot. I'm not sure, but the sorry,
no,
I lost my train of thought.
I was just curious about the demographic representation. Well, let's dive into.
I can only talk about Colorado players again, but we're finding that Colorado players are a little different than the typical lottery player in New Jersey. a little bit higher income level, higher education level. So all those opinions and maybe misperceptions of what a lottery player looks like, they're not the reality. We do studies all year long. We do 4 studies a year and research who's our audience, who's playing our games. So we really know who we're talking to, and it's not maybe the type of player that you think that it is.
So last question about where the money goes. Colorado avoids a lot of the criticism that other state lotteries get, state lotteries that put their money towards merit education scholarships. Sure. I think I got one of those growing up in New York State. And what folks will say about those lotteries is it's a tax on lower income and middle income folks, and it goes to middle and higher income folks. Colorado's made a different choice with where we're putting our money, putting it as something that is open to all, to everybody who plays.
Yes, that's true. Colorado, again, is the only state lottery that gives 100% of proceeds to the outdoors. Now, that being said, the spillover funds after that cap is reached, and that's all explained on our website, that does go to the Building Excellent Schools Today program, BEST. So that's capital construction on schools. But the bulk of the money goes to the outdoors. That is what the voters decided on back in 1992. That's what Coloradans care about, is our parks, our trails, our open space, dog parks, skate parks, you name it. That's what people care about. Now, that's not to say that somebody could get a ballot measure on, you know, up for vote, and it could change. It absolutely could change. But that's what we're earning proceeds for now. So.
Gotcha. Kelly Tabor from Colorado Lottery, thanks for coming by. Sure. Thanks for your willingness to kind of talk about some out-of-the-box things. Appreciate it on a very busy day for you, no less.
Oh my God, it's crazy today. It's we really want a Colorado winner where you can just taste it, but if it doesn't happen and it rolls to Saturday, we're looking at $1 billion for Powerball.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.